Hi everyone, and welcome to my latest lecture. It's now day 240 since I published my Udemy Camtasia and PowerPoint course, and I thought it was time for a status update. And the particular status update that I like to do is go over my course revenue. So basically I'm going to talk about what I've been up to during the last 8 months. First, I want to talk about my motivation behind sharing my revenue report. After all, this is my personal information, and I'm a little uncomfortable with sharing it with the public. But I have these reasons. This is a course on making Udemy courses, and it needs to contain such information. You need to make decisions about whether to record courses or not, and possibly some of that information is based on the revenue that gets generated. So I'm going to show you my revenue. The other reason is that many instructors sell courses suggesting that you're going to make thousands of dollars on Udemy in months. In most instances, this is not the case. My Udemy revenue is somewhat dismal, so I think it'll give you a good indication of how things are going to go. I'm providing access to my revenue report as a reality check. Now, after analyzing my numbers, I realized that I'm doing slightly better than average. So looking at my revenue report is actually going to be a pretty good indicator of what the average Udemy instructor makes. Finally, I also wanted to share my numbers so that I could discuss what I did right and what I did wrong during the period being recorded. So, without further ado, let's take a look at some of the numbers. Here's my main revenue report. You can see that I made $6,386 in my first 10 months with Udemy. Now, I'm sure you're already doing some quick math. That's pretty easy math to do. But don't get ahead of me. I'm going to show you the numbers later. Let me tell you a little bit about the history, or my history with Udemy. It started early in July and August when I recorded my 10 courses. So this is also an interesting thing to look at because 10 courses existed during this entire period without additional courses being added until just recently. So during July and August, I added courses and my revenue started to go up. But then it peaked at 500 and flattened out and stayed there. And I thought, well, for $500 a month, this just really isn't worth it to do any more of this. And I pretty much walked away from Udemy. My revenue really plunged in December. I guess everybody was Christmas shopping and so on. But my revenue fell down to $133 for the entire month. That's like $13 per course for the entire month. Well, I was pretty disgusted. And then in January, Udemy had a big sale. And I made a lot of money from their big sale. I finally had a month where I was making over $1,000. Since then, things flattened out a little, and then took off again this month, where I've made over $1,500 so far. So let's dig a little deeper into this month's revenue. Okay, I've made $1,552.11 when this snapshot was taken. Interesting things to note here is that the Udemy organic sales, or sales not involving my coupons, are almost twice as much as my coupon sales. So I'm splitting a lot of my revenue 50-50 rather than getting the 97% that Udemy will give you on your promotional codes. You can see that my promotions have done fairly well. I had a $5 and a $10 promotion. Oddly enough, the $5 promotion actually did better than the $10 one. Now on the far right, notice that my best course is the course that you just got done watching. And I'm making $450 this month from that course. There's quite a discrepancy between my best and my worst course, and we're going to take a look at that. So what can you take away from this? Well, one thing is that one way to make money is to, after you get done making a Udemy course, make a course on making Udemy courses. It certainly worked for me. Now, if we take a look at the actual sales that happened this month, you'll see that all of them involved coupon codes. And in fact, Udemy is having a $10 sale right now with the Future 1010 coupon code. Now, if you go to the far right, this is a little bit disappointing. Notice how little I'm making on every sale. I make between $2.50 and $5 on most sales. There's one $12 revenue generator there, but that's few and far between. So that's the data. The next thing that I want to do is extract some significant numbers from that data. So let's do that now. Today's date is April 28th, 2015. My revenue to date is $6,386. I've been on Udemy for 10 months now. My total revenue this month is $3,209. My portion of the revenue that's been generated is $1,652. I've sold 314 courses this month, and I have 12 courses. Although when you consider the entire 10-month span, I pretty much had 10 courses during that 10-month span. Just this month do I have 12 courses generating revenue. So, armed with that data, we can do a little bit of math. Let's look at monthly revenue. Well, that's easy to calculate. If I've made $6,386 in 10 months, then that means that my monthly revenue is $638.60. That's not a great deal of money. It's even less when you consider that it's divided across either 12 or 10 courses, depending on how you look at it, that I'm making $53 to $64 per course per month. Call it about $60. So, if you want to know how much you're going to make, on average, on Udemy per course per month, $60. There's your first figure that you can go work with. Udemy recently announced the average instructor revenue is $7,000 per year. So just in case you thought that my numbers were not representative of an average instructor, notice that that comes out to $584 per month. I'm doing just slightly better than an average instructor, or about $50 per month more, or 9% better. Sure, my revenue this month is $1,652, which, if you multiply by 12, means that I'm on my way to making $20,000 in the next year. But my projected income for my first year on Udemy is only $7,663. Quite a discrepancy there. So what can I use going forward to measure how much revenue I'm likely to get? Well, I like to look at this year's income, because there it's been pretty steady, and I've made $4,574 in the first 4 months of this year. Do some more math, and you find that that's about $13,722 yearly, or about, $1,150 a month. That's apparently what I'm making right now. Let's look at revenue per course sold. Here's another calculation that we can make. Interesting numbers here. The price that my courses are selling for on average is $10.22 per course. My revenue per course sold is only $5.26 per course. Now, I've got some courses out there that I've got one course that's going for $249. My cheapest course is going for $49. However, I'm only making $5.26 per course sold. Udemy's revenue per course sold is $4.96. They're taking 48.5% on average of the revenue that I generate. The combination of $10 courses, having $10 course sales constantly, and Udemy taking half the revenue is making it really challenging to make money on Udemy. Consider it. If you want to make $2,000 per month, well, divide that by $5.26. You'll find that you have to sell 380 courses per month, or 13 courses per day, to make $2,000. That's quite a few courses. Are you up to selling 13 courses per day? The other thing I wanted to point out is that there's quite a price disparity between my best and worst seller. My best seller, which is the course you're watching now, has made $449 this month, whereas my worst seller has made only $15. So, you got to have a lot of courses out there, because each one is not going to make very much. You don't want to have to depend on one course to make all your 380 sales for the month. And you might have a turkey in there that just doesn't sell very much. Okay, so let's look at the lessons learned. I already discussed this one. Publish a lot of courses. Get into the rhythm of publishing often. I would recommend that really the number of courses you need on Udemy probably to make a decent amount of money is somewhere around 20 courses. So it's going to take a while to get up there. You better be pumping them out pretty quick. My revenue increased when I increased my price from, I was down as low as $9, I think, when I originally recorded this course and talked about sales techniques, to $249 for this course now. And my revenue has increased. It's not that I'm making $249 for the course. I'm making $10. It's that students buy more copies of the course because they think that they're getting an incredible discount. At the same time, I replaced the text images for my courses with eye-catching images. Now, I don't know if these images are any better. The one on the left was the texty one. I thought it looked pretty good, but I replaced it with the one on the right, and this is about the time that my revenue increased. So Udemy may be right. The text on pictures for the course cards is not good. Finally, I stumbled upon a technique to get student reviews. Okay, I'm just going to show you a little Excel slide here that shows you the reviews that I've gotten. I was able through this technique to increase the number of reviews that I got per month by 5 times. So here's the data in the table. By the way, if you want to look at any of this data, just go back and pause and you can ponder it for as long as you'd like. In this table, I'm showing a subtotal here that for the first 7 months that my courses were out there, I accumulated 34 reviews. The next 3 months, I accumulated 74 reviews, or more than twice as many reviews in less than half the time, meaning 5 times the reviews. I'm getting them 5 times faster now because of this new technique. And keep your eye out. I'm probably going to publish a course on how to do this, how to get reviews. So, in summary, what can I say? Things are looking up for me the last 4 months, but it took me 6 months to get here. You need to commit and stick to it if you want to make money on Udemy. Yes, I would recommend that you become a Udemy instructor. Even though my revenue in the past hasn't been great, I think that things are finally taking off. And by the way, money isn't the only reason to do Udemy courses. In fact, I would say that you'll likely make a few bucks on Udemy. But if you're not producing courses for the sheer fun of it, you're missing half the point. Thank you for taking my course.